What is going on, beautiful people? We are back. Finesse here from GoldBoys.com. And we're talking UFC. I got a UFC Vegas 89 best bet for you guys. And it's plus money. We got an underdog, a money line, plus money bet for you guys. So stay tuned for that. Really excited about this card. A lot of closely lined fights. So we're going to get right into it. Before we do, I want to take a second to shout out the sponsor to the video, Sleeper Picks. You guys hear me talk about Sleeper all the time. One of the best DFS platforms in the world. And not only that, they have one of the best offers, probably the best offer that I've ever seen from any DFS platform. You get up to $500 on your first deposit. So download Sleeper, use code GoldBoys, deposit up to 500, and that's how much you get right back in free bets to play with. So shout out to Sleeper. Thank you for sponsoring the video. And yeah, we're like I said, we're gonna talk some UFC. We have been red hot for UFC. Last two events were up 13.12 units. So obviously, really happy with that. UFC 299 was an absolute movie. We went up almost 10 units on UFC 299 alone. So yeah, back-to-back winning events, looking to make it a third. And like I told you guys at the jump, we're gonna start with an underdog. So without further ado, we're gonna get right into it. So UFC Vegas 89 best bet is going to be Cody Gibson money line plus 125 on DraftKings. Like I said, I like a bunch of underdogs this week, but this is probably the one I like the most. I think this line is way off. You know what I'm saying? I'd give Gibson around 60 to 65%, which implied probability wise would take him to around, minus 200, north of minus 200. So, obviously Vegas knows best. The bookmakers know what they're doing, but I think this line is way off. I think Cody Gibson has several advantages in this fight, in my opinion, and he's a straight dog. He got that dog in him, which we always like, especially at plus money. Cody. There's one thing with Cody. He's gonna fight for your money. He's gonna fight through adversity, should he see any in this fight. But I don't expect much adversity, to be honest with you. Cody, in my opinion, is a better striker than Miles John, for the better level of competition than Miles John has, more experience, better top game, better top control, and much better cardio, in my opinion, which is also very important and also something that I want, especially back in the dog at plus money. Age is a bit of a concern. Cody Gibson's getting up there in age, but coming off, what some say would be a career best performance in the tough finale versus, very skilled, very tough, a veteran in Brad Katona. He lost that fight. Definitely slowed down a bit. Round three, end of round three. But 1 minutes in that fight, and when a very high paced, 15-minute war with Brad Katona, who, in my opinion, I think is a better fighter than Cody Gibson. And when you're going to war like that, making it a close fight, fight could have gone either way in multiple moments in that fight. I love that shit. You're going toe to toe, going to war with a guy that's, more skilled than you, and for tougher guys than you have. I really, really like that. I love the stylistic matchup too for Cody against Miles John. This fight is going to be much different, in my opinion, than that Katona fight. John's fights at a much slower pace, exponentially less volume than a guy like Brad Katona does. Cody's going to be the aggressor, I think, almost the whole time. Keep consistent pressure on Miles Johns. Use his length, crisp boxing to outwork Johns, tire him out, and possibly finish him. And that's even another reason why I think the plus money is ridiculous. I think Cody has a lot of finishing upside in this matchup. I think Johns has some, which I'll talk about as well. Cody's striking offense and defense, I feel like it's so much better than Johns's. Johns's striking is flat out terrible. I'll talk about his one threat that he has in a second, but overall striking capability in terms of hands, kicks, all of that stuff, I think is pretty bad. His cardio, Miles John's cardio is also very questionable, very terrible in my opinion. Cody's pressure is just going to give him real problems, I think, in this fight. If and when Johns decides to wrestle, I expect Cody to defend those takedowns well enough to kind of keep it on the feet for majority of the fight. If Cody does find himself on his back, I trust him and his urgency, to get back up. We've seen that time and time again. He finds himself on his back, and it's that urgency that I'm looking for. Again, he got that dog in him. He's not going to stay on his back for minutes of a round. I trust him to get back up. I'd worry more about the wrestling if Johns' offensive wrestling was better. I don't think Johns' offensive wrestling is that good. Just a 14% takedown accuracy, in his UFC career. And like I said, Cody's shown good takedown defense and really, really strong hips, which is important when defensively wrestling. He's also shown the ability, like I said, and urgency to get up, good process to his get ups, really good jujitsu, in my opinion. Um, you know, I don't want to discount Miles Johns' ability. I don't think he's, a complete bum. He's been in the UFC a little while. He's beat some tough guys. He has some grit to him. He finds a way to win fights, and you can't knock that too much. The one thing I worry about in this fight is the overhand right hand. Miles Johns, especially for a lower weight class, carries power in his hands. That's one thing you got to worry about. His power. The striking is sloppy. Uh, for a majority of the time, he spent at distant striking range, but one overhand right could change the fight. We've seen Cody Gibson be a little bit susceptible to those overhand rights. Brackatona hit him a bunch with the overhand right, so Miles Johns is going to pack more of a punch than Brackatona is. So I think if Cody Gibson avoids getting, deaded in the first round by overhand right, I think it's all Cody Gibson. I really do. Um, I've been waiting for moments to fade Miles Johns. I faded him in not the Argueta fight. Let me check really quick. I want to make sure I got this right. I believe the Vince Morales fight. I faded him in one of these recent fights. Didn't go my way. Like I said, Miles Johns has proven to be gritty, knows how to win fights, especially when they go to decision. But this one, I don't really see going on 15 minutes. I think Cody Gibson can do a really good job, like I said, with the pressure, breaking Miles Johns down. I mentioned the cardio question marks on the John side. I don't see any for Cody Gibson. Like I said, he slowed down a bit in that Katona fight, but it was a fucking war. 15 minutes straight, all action, and I expect the same kind of pressure from Cody Gibson. So I expect him to have a lot of success in round one. Miles Johns starts to slow down in round two. Especially throwing big shots. If he tries to wrestle in round one, I like that. I don't mind that at all. Tire himself out and make him more right for the picking for Cody Gibson. So I'm predicting a second and third round KO for Cody Gibson. I'm going to play some finishing props on the Gibson side when they drop on book wide. But yeah, that'll do it for me. A little spicy underdog pick for UFC Vegas 89. Cody Gibson money line. Still get it. At the time of recording, still the plus 125 is still widely available across multiple books. And yeah, that's going to do it. So it's going to be an exciting card. Like I said, very profitable, extremely profitable back-to-back UFC cards. We're up double-digit units on the year so far for UFC. So, we're running hot. We're running hot. We're looking to make it 3 straight winning weeks. We got UFC 300 in a couple of weeks. So I'm really, really excited. So if you haven't already, if you like the content, please hit that like button. Really helps the video out a lot. Subscribe to the GoldBoys network on YouTube. We're dropping free content all the time. Baseball's coming up. We got some college content coming, UFC content, everything you can ask for. So hit that subscribe button so you can get notified when we drop something. And always remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you find yourself with a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. And yeah, that's going to do it for me. If you want access to all of my plays, I do NBA, NFL when it comes back. Like I said, baseball is coming back. That'll be at GoldBoys.com. So check it out. Hit up GoldBoys on Twitter. They get you a nice little discount code for your first month if you're interested in all of my actions. So that'll do it, guys. I appreciate you watching, and catch you guys next time. Peace.